Hello, welcome to another video. So this one, I came across this article with Peter really in Babylon, and there's just so many things wrong with this. And it's a reflection of how much of a mess we are in today of Christianity. Um, Peter claimed that he's writing from Babylon. It's just the case. Peter is most likely from Rome, not Babylon. Okay, so in other words, what they're saying here is Peter, when he says Babylon, it's code for another place. The most dangerous place on earth. Rome, at the time he wrote it. First book of Revelation symbolically refers to Babylon as Rome. That is false. If you do a careful study and really think through and use good hermeneutics, Babylon is referring to Jerusalem. Now here, John is using apocalyptic literature. It's there. Babylon can be referring to some other place. So, but it's definitely not Rome. And I go over my video. If you go to my videos, which city of Babylon referring to, parts 1 and 2, I go over why it was Babylon referring to Jerusalem and not Rome. And I make a pretty powerful case there already. It's definitely not Rome. Book of Revelation is not about defining what Babylon means by Peter in his epistle. That's not what it's about. It's not about Peter. It's about the 7 churches in Asia, the Jewish Christians. Remember, John was the apostle to the Jews. He's writing to those 7 churches, Jewish Christians, and let them know it's about to take place, soon to take place, the time is near. He says, and Jesus said, I'm coming quickly. I believe this was written in March of AD 66. 2 months later, the sign of the coming Son of Man took place in the sky. So when Jesus said, I'm coming quickly, it was within 2 months. Okay, we're not talking thousands of years later. All right, so, yeah. So anyway, 2 Peter says that Mark is with them. If you know that Mark was Paul at the end of his career, it seems most likely that Peter is writing from Rome, not Babylon. When you read this whole article, they're not even aware that there's a Babylon, Egypt, which most likely where Peter would have been, and Mark as well. History writes that Mark was in Alexandria, Egypt. It's about 100 miles from Babylon, Egypt. Alrighty, and so they're gone about Babylon, Iraq. That's totally not what Peter was referring to. Yeah, again, Peter's writing at the very end of his life. Alrighty. Now, remember, John 21, both to feed, Jesus asked him 3 times, feed my sheep, shepherd my sheep, feed my sheep, okay? And then he mentioned about going to die, okay? So that seems to suggest that he is feeding the house of Israel all the way to the point of his death. So, and it makes sense that he's been in Babylon, Egypt, which been allowed him to be safe away from. He knows that the destruction of the temple is going to take place before the generation passes away, per Matthew chapter 24, verse 34. So he stayed in Babylon, Egypt as a safe place, but he did his business in Jerusalem, and his heart's in Jerusalem, obviously. And so it makes no sense for him to go 1,200 miles away to Rome. Again, a country doesn't even speak his language. Babylon, Iraq spoke his language. He spoke Aramaic, the common language is also in Jerusalem at the time. So, anyway, it just goes to show how messed up this is, how we are in such a mess due to the rewriting of history that took place, claiming that Peter was in Rome. It just messed everything up. It's not even possible that he would have even visited Rome, given his assignment. He had to hang out in Jerusalem. There's a reason why in AD 44 King Herod was eliminated, so that Peter could live, because King Herod wanted Peter killed, remember? So God took care of that, took care of King Herod. God wanted Peter there in Jerusalem. Now, King Herod, mentioned in Acts 12, is with the king of Judea, which is the northern part of Jerusalem. All right. So, yeah, it just this article reflects just how messed up we are with understanding history. Due to rewriting history, it's a mess, and they're not even looking at the possibility of Babylon, Egypt, and that is all likelihood where Peter was. So, anyway, just my thoughts. Again, when reading history, we have to exercise a great level of discernment, and I just don't see a whole lot of that in the Christian arena today. Anyway, yeah, it's just some food for thought. All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.